Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is Elise here of Plan with Elise, and today we are going to be creating custom Patreon spreads. This first spread is for Anja, and Anja's request is a little bit different, and we're going to kind of talk through it. And Anja and her husband are trying to figure out what an ideal week looks like for them as a family of four, right? When do the kids need to do schoolwork? When do they need to do housework, like their family? When do they have their meals? All of that kind of stuff. So I grabbed this hourly, and this is an old hourly. I think this is actually the Study Habits, and it has a box at the top, two boxes here, and then it goes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And my thought for how I'm going to set this up for Anja is to decorate it. I also have a second sheet of paper here that we're going to talk about shortly, but I wanted to go a little bit more like, I don't say seasonally neutral, but kind of seasonally neutral. Although now that I'm looking at these pastel florals, I feel like they're quite springy. Let's see. I mean, I don't want to cover up too much. I think that these are really pretty. Let's go for these. So my thought here, of course I didn't have my tweezers with me, is we're going to take, maybe let's take this one. And my thought is that this could either be laminated or it can be used, sorry, I couldn't get my words together. My thought is that this could either be laminated or it can be created as like what the ideal week would look like without specific plans being in here. And I'll explain in a second what I mean by that. So I want to take out some of the boxes that come with this set. Are these the right ones? I feel like really you could use like any color boxes for this. But in the meantime, let's add in some of these. So I'm really going to talk about this in reference to my own life because it's hard to map out what someone else's ideal week looks like. So mine doesn't change that much from week to week because I work the same, work schedule. So as I'm looking at the amount of hours in a day and how much time I have to get things done, for me, Plan with Elise ideally is what I handle from about 7 to 9. And I say about 7 to 9 because, I want to get a shower in there as well. I'm going to switch this blue box, I think, and make some coffee. So let's say like 7:15 to 9 is usually when I want Plan with Elise work hours to be, which is right before my workday begins at 9 a.m. Then I take my lunch break around 1:30 every day. Today I took my lunch break at 1:44 because it happens sometimes, but take that at 1:30. And my lunch break depends on what's on my to-do list. So today my plan is to film this part of the video. I'm not going to film the second part where I'll make another spread yet, but I'm going to film this part. And then I'm going to empty my dishwasher and do a little bit of straightening up around the house, and that should fill my hour nicely. I will also eat at some point. I'll eat something. I'm going to eat a little bit lighter today because I'm going to a baseball game tonight where I know that I'm going to be eating heavier. So we're just kind of doing a little bit of a light lunch break. And then I'd work until 5 o'clock. Then at 5 o'clock, let me go back to these bullet points. Is it these? I think so. Then at 5 o'clock, I usually, around 5, right? It's not always exact. I shut down my work stuff for the day and I look at what else is on my planner. Sometimes it's a Zoom call. Sometimes I have plans, so I have to get out of the house and go. Or I read or watch TV, make dinner. I usually talk to my mom around 6:15, which is typically when she's on her way back from volunteering. She volunteers 6 days a week usually at the Habitat for Humanity Restore. And then once we finish our call, the rest of the night just depends. Again, is my to-do list finished? Do I have anything else that I haven't accomplished in the day that I need to? Do I want to read? Have I exercised? Do I have the energy to exercise, or do I have plans? Just there's somewhere I have to be. And of course, that's always going to change things. When I'm looking at an ideal schedule for myself, I need to make sure that I have room for rest. Of course, that's a priority. And I like to go to bed early. So I'm not one of those people who's going to stack my to-do list for things to do later in the day. I'm definitely most productive in the morning. It's when I have the most amount of energy. But I know we all don't function that way, right? So part of this is knowing when you function. Can you do housework after the kids go to bed, or is that the time that you need as your downtime? Does your schedule allow for doing things once others are out of the house in school? Like, this is one of those things that's so personal that it's really impossible for me to map out for someone else, which is why I wanted to create a space that's pretty and decorative for Anja to be able to spend time mapping this out with her husband. So I just want to find that last pink. Is it this color? No, I think it's a little bit darker. Is it this pink? No, it's not that one. Is it this? No. This one. Okay. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to keep this undated. And again, the idea is using this as like a generic reference sheet to be able to put these things in. This says daily habit, but I think that I actually want to cover it up because I have a different idea for it. And we're going to use my white pen, I think. Trying to see what will work best here. Maybe instead of white pen, we use some sticker paper. I think that may be the cleanest cover up. So I'm going to take another side piece here. And I'm going to put this right there. Then I'll take my little scissors and we're going to cut around pretty loosely because some of this is also actually going to get cut off and covered. And my thought here is that instead of using this as a daily habit, it can be used as the priority section. Like every day, what are the top 2 priorities of the day? What absolutely has to get done? This isn't going to fully work, but we can make it work. Okay, so we still need to cover up a little bit of this. It happens. I'm going with the white pen here because I'm going to put a box over this. So I don't need a ton of covering. I just need it to not be as dark as it is right there. All right, now what color would I do here? I think I want to do this light blue. Right here. I think that that would be pretty. And then again, the thought process here is that this is used for priorities and can put the bullet points right over here. Now, I'm going to put in some stickers. I don't know if I'm hesitant. I'm really hesitant to do this. Part of me wants to like put in some stickers for 7 p.m. and say like, this is family time, or 6 p.m., right? But what if their work schedule doesn't allow for that, or their school schedule? Anja also lives in Germany, so I don't necessarily know if it's like the typical, 9 to 5 that we have, but I say typical. I know so many people who don't work a 9 to 5 and their partners don't work a 9 to 5. So there's a lot of variations here that make this something that I can't necessarily set up perfectly, but I'm happy to add a little bit of like fun and pizzazz to it to make the process a little bit more enjoyable. I feel like this page right here is really good. Like I'm tempted to add more in, but I also don't want to, because what if I put a flower over here, but they really need this bulk of Sunday for that type of planning, which is why I brought in another sheet. I grabbed a Live Love Posh, this is upside down, Live Love Posh quad layout. Now I have done a quad layout for Anja before. We've done a 2-page quad layout, but the way that I want to do it here is going to be a little bit different. And this is going to kind of be like a reference sheet. So we have to add a little bit of fun to it. So we're just going to make them match. Put this flower here. And we're going to put this flower here, and then we'll need one more. Let's kind of layer these a little bit better. And then maybe just like a little bouquet or cluster. Kind of line that up that way. And grab my scissors. Oops. And I'm going to talk through how this is intended to be used. All right. But let's first take some heading boxes. So, you know what? I feel like I need a bright green because the floral stickers I used have a bright green. And I think we need one over here too. So we're going to take this bright green from the first set. That there. We're going to pull off these bullets. So if I were using this today for myself, right, this layout, my box at the top would be plans. I have the Mets Red Sox game tonight. I'm very excited for that. And my priorities would likely be, if I had to choose between 2 priorities, it would be emptying my dishwasher and the planner launches that happened today, the product launches, because those are 2 things. Well, one thing is for home, one thing is for work. If this were last week, I probably would have included something about exercise. However, I injured my foot the other day. This is a little bit shorter. Okay. So I can't really exercise right now, but it is healing. I think in a few days I will be back to it. And then I would map out my schedule. And I think that on a busy day like today, where I have a little bit more limited time because I have to be somewhere as soon as my workday ends, it would almost be a better day to use an hourly schedule, because I'd have to decide exactly what I'm going to do with every spare moment of my day, like I am right now, right? Like I said, my lunch break today, I am filming this. Once we are finished with this, I will empty the dishwasher and then see how much time is left, whether I get ready for the game immediately or, I wait until later. I'm looking for some of these other colors. Sorry, I think I was doing that off camera. Oh, I wanted the purple and that Sunday bluish periwinkle color. This is it. And we're going to this here and this here. And my thought for this is estimating time. I think that I need to replace this because it's a little bit too skinny for this section, is estimating time. So I would use this as a category. And again, I'm saying over and over again how I would use it because that's the only way I can really explain the way that my brain is thinking here. But I would write down plan with Elise. I would write down housework. I would write plans, which mean plans with my boyfriend or family or anything outside of the home. I think that this green will work. Yeah, that's better. So what I say, plan with Elise, home, plans, and maybe other things that don't really fit into any of those categories. And then I would list out what needs to be done for each of those. So if one of these said plan with Elise, if this said plan with Elise, I would write, film Anja's video. And then I could do like estimate 30 minutes, about 30 minutes. I feel like each time I do a custom spread, it's sort of within the 30-minute range. Empty the dishwasher, 10 minutes. That would be for home. I don't know why I'm moving around, but emptying the dishwasher, home. Put away laundry, 15 minutes. Different things that I need to do, like go to the store and buy Band-Aids, let's say 15 minutes between driving there, buying them, and driving home. The best way to figure out your schedule is to first figure out how you spend your time. What are all the things you do in a day? Start to do a brain dump. You wake up in the morning, you get yourself showered. How long does that take? How long does it take to get ready? Are you someone who your alarm goes off and you like to lay in bed for 15 minutes and scroll TikTok or whatever, no judgment? Or does your alarm go off and you immediately get out of bed? How long do all of these things take? And then add them up, including sleep. Don't forget about putting sleep on here, but add them up. And at the end of the day, you should have, or at the end of the week, I think it's 168 hours. And this is a very similar thought process to how I talk about budgeting. If you wrote down more than 168 hours worth of stuff, you can't create more time in the day, right? We are limited to 168 hours in a week. So you have to try to find spots to either reduce how long it takes you to do something or get rid of stuff. Maybe there are certain things that just can't happen every week. But again, if your list is a non-negotiable list, you have to find ways to get rid of them. Maybe the 15 minutes that you spend each morning scrolling TikTok, again, no judgment, has to turn into 5 minutes because you can't afford those extra 70 minutes in a week. So there's really a lot of like mapping out and brainstorming to be done here and kind of playing around to see what works for your schedule, what doesn't. And of course, there's factors that you can't control, right? I'm not saying that every hour and every single minute of the day should be stuck to a tight schedule. Sometimes I just sit on the couch and just stare or watch a TV show that I really enjoy. Try to bring joy into your day. There are outside factors like traffic, like a child's not liking the outfit that they picked out themselves for school, and it takes longer to get ready. Different meals take different lengths of time to cook. I made dinner last night and it took like 45 minutes, which is pretty long for me for dinner. Other times it takes 10 minutes. If I'm just heating up leftovers, 5 minutes. So all of this is really fluid and flexible. What Anja wanted here is a place that she can kind of map that out. And I'm hopeful that these pages give her that opportunity. So again, my thought are the 8 categories of life, whatever 8 ones work for her, even if she does one child with one child with another. And then using something like this as a generic overview of what that ideal schedule should look like so that as she's setting up her planner each week, she can reference this as kind of an example and a little bit of a setup page. So that's it for this. We're keeping it really simple because I want to give people the space to put their plans in their planner and not have me completely map it all out. Okay, and now for our second spread, we have a big checklist layout here. This spread is for Bobbie, who, when she first requested a big checklist, I was like, I don't think I have one. So we talked about just using checklist stencils. Did you hear that bang? Something just fell in my shower. Anyway, we talked about using big checklist stencils, and then I was like, you know what, let me take one more peek, and I found a big checklist. This is actually a Miss Maker. It's dated, and Bobbie's request is fall planner theme. I was trying to figure out how I was going to do fall planner theme, and I was looking through sticker books, and here's what I've come up with. I have fall elements from Live Love Posh, and I was looking at these stickers. And then I have Chic Planner, also from Live Love Posh, and I was looking at these stickers. There's a lot of colors here that go in both, right? We've got oranges, we have greens. I think that these can work well together. It's definitely going to be a challenge, but not a bad challenge. We also have like a journal sticker here. I think that this is like an unexpected combo, but one that's going to work out well. Now, I don't think I've ever decorated a big checklist layout. It must have been a planner that was sent to me from Happy Planner, and I don't think I've ever decorated it before. So I'm excited because we're gonna kind of play around with this and see how it goes. I wanna make sure that I'm leaving this part really functional, but I think that we can still do a lot of decoration here. Now, one of my thoughts was we've got these little stack of books or planners, whatever you want them to be, but they have a cactus on it. And I don't know that I love the cactus here. I'm going to be gentle about how I cut it out in case I decide that I want to bring it back. But I was thinking that maybe we could start with like something here with the books. Although this is like going into it. So let's do this instead. Let's put our flowers here to get that first touch of color. And then I like this candle, but I almost feel like this candle is too big. Like scale wise, it doesn't really work with the books. Okay, I'm gonna brainstorm a bit. Okay, I don't think that those books are gonna work there, but I do wanna make sure that I'm including a bunch of planner themes here. So we have these 2 pages, but I also just was looking back and like, we also have these that have some green in there too. I think that these are kind of a nice combo. So I'm leaning towards this, but the blue I think is what's throwing me off because we don't really have navy in this color set. I mean, this pumpkin here is definitely more of a burgundy. Oh, but these have navy. So as long as I bring those in, I think that will be good. So let's put a stack of planners here because why not? Oh, I think we're getting a little crooked there. Okay, that's good. And then let's find a planning quote. Let's decide what I want to use here. Kind of like this one. I love to plan. I think that it's pretty and it'll work nicely here once we can get this sticker pulled off. And then, whoops, oh my goodness, then we really have our planner theme. We need to cover up the note. I'm like, not confused, but I'm out of sorts because while I've planned in a checklist layout and I've planned in a big, I have not combined them. So this is a new thing for me. So hopefully you will be gentle as I kind of explore and try something different. All right, now I want to bring in these. So I really like this leaf over here and this little pumpkin set right there is really cute. Now let's go back to these stickers. So I really like this one that has the plant and sitting with the couch and the book. I think that what I want to do though is cut the plant out. I don't really want the plant in here. So we're going to do, this is definitely, you know, some sticker surgery, but we are making it work. You can really come up with like any theme for your planner. Sometimes it just means you pull out one sticker book and everything you need is right in there. And other times it's going to be, whoops, other times you're going to rip it like I just did. So we'll fix that. I'll show you in a moment how we're going to fix it. And let's put this right here. I thought I had pulled up enough, but I didn't. So, I mean, I don't know that anyone would even notice that that part of the couch is gone, but we'll fix it just by putting that right down there. Okay, so that's better because then I saw this quote that I was intrigued by that said something like, if it's not in my planner, it didn't happen, but I actually want something a little bit wider. So I'm wondering if we do a fall quote, but I also really like this. I plan, therefore I am slightly more organized. And I think that size-wise, this could fit nicely there. So we're going to cover up this line. so that we can fit this where it needs to go. My plan. I feel like it doesn't look like a speech bubble, of course, it's not bubble shaped, but it kind of looks like that's sort of the intent. Now, if I remember correctly, this sticker book does not have any boxes in it. Fall Elements, I would assume, has some boxes. It does. So we have like that burgundy. Oh, we also have a lot of fall quotes in here, so I want to use those too. But we have like this pink, this burgundy, this bluish green. We've got both of those. So I want to be sure that we're including them. I also think that this orange could be really pretty. So I want to sort of do some like layering, but I'm also now remembering Autumn Shapes by Mojo Jojo Plans, which should definitely have some of the colors that we're looking for here, like this burgundy and this kind of orange with it might look really good. And I think that this is a really good layout for stickers like this because it's big. So let's put this here. We're gonna lift this leaf a little bit. I know that I'm ripping. Okay, I fixed that. Have to see where these would need to go. We're gonna put this one down first. Right there. And then I can kind of get a better judge of where that needs to go. And then we have the leaf kind of going over it, which is cute. I like this color. It's a little bit brighter than that, but I think that we can make it work by bringing in some more of this. I just want to look to see if there's any other color shapes in here, which will tell me like how many of each one I can use on each side. I like this color, but I don't know if it's going to work or not. So before we do anything with that, let's jump back and go to Chic Planner. And I don't want to put this washi right here because I feel like it's really close to those pumpkins. So we're just going to put that washi right down there. And then let's see what else our choices are in here. We have that planner stack right there, so we don't need it. I do like this. I think that this is cute. I don't want it to be too busy. So I'm thinking that maybe we'll put this right over here. But I think that I want the hexagon to go over it. Just a touch. We'll put that there, and I'll have to punch this hole. So now that I have those down, what do we need? We need maybe something to fill in this space. We need something over here. I don't know why I'm looking there in the book. Let's go back to the stickers that I pulled out. So we have this nice big one. I don't want to do it alone. I want it to be combined with something. But this is where I'm almost feeling like choosing these with the plants is making it a little bit more complicated because I don't really want the plants in there. So, sorry if my desk just shook. I think that this could be pretty if it doesn't cover up. I think I want to remove the bottom gold from this. There's still a little bit of a gold speck, which is okay, but I think that bottom one was a little bit too loud. This right over here, and then we can put a nice big box for the 25th. Okay, this spread is definitely a little bit of a different look. I think it's okay. I think it's good to try something different. Now, I want to bring in a desk scene, and I want to make sure that I'm doing enough planner styled things. I really like this. I think that this is so cute, and I kind of want to layer, like combine it with this one. But my decision is, do I want that to also be like another scene up here, or do I want to switch things up? I also liked this here. There's like a lot of these that I think are really fun. So what I'm going to do with this one is cut it again. These precision scissors work really well for this. I got these, I think I got them on Temu. I'm going to be cutting off a tiny bit of the lamp just to get a nice clean edge over here. I feel like there's so many elements in this sticker, you don't really notice if I'm not pointing it out. And I think that's good, but let's go back to fall elements. And we can't put a journal there. To scale, that wouldn't really work. I feel like this is outdoor and this is kind of indoor, but I would also like to bring in some flowers from this side. So maybe we'll do like a little bit of a layering thing. I feel like maybe these are two separate themes that I went for, but it's working. So we're gonna leave it. Okay, now to kind of cover up where I cut, I'm gonna do something fun like that. And then I'll just use my white pen to cover here. So it kind of looks like one big, very large cluster sticker. And now I want to use this green and this one because now I have the desk scene, which was what I wanted. So we're going to put, I think we're going to do this here. No, here. I think we can do it this way. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep the hexagons on the bottom or put them up at the top, but we're going to do this. And then we're going to look for a fall quote because we've done 2 planner quotes. We have not yet done a fall quote. And I want something wider because I want it to be this space. Let's see. Need my tweezers because once I find a quote, we've got to pull it out. Pumpkin patch, apple cider, hay rides, pumpkin spice girly. That's cute. Oh, I think this one's too wide. I like autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. And it should fit. Yes, it will fit. It's always a matter of finding the right quote and the quote that I'm in the mood for. All right, that's pretty there. Now we're going to decide, do I want to do this again over here or do I want to do it up at the top? That's my next decision. I want to pull the stickers out so that I can kind of visualize this a little bit better. So we have, let's do this one solid and this one stripe this time. And then we can do it here. I feel like it's a little loud to do right here. So I'm sort of thinking to do it down here. I think that that'll work. I put this here. We're gonna have to lower this one. I need to like be taller for this just to get kind of a good visual. All right, this one's gonna go up as high as it can without covering Sunday. And then we'll put this one right here. I'm gonna lift it a little and we'll lift this sticker. You can also, of course, use undo, but because I'm just pulling up a part and I don't need to lift the entire sticker, I don't think I need to use it. All right. That's cute. This is working. Like slowly but surely it's coming together. And I was somewhat confident that it would. I just knew that it was going to require some creativity and a little bit of thinking outside of the box. So I want to put this down, but I want to put it with something. We had those pumpkins on the left side. We also still have more planner stacks. Let's decide what I feel will work best over here. I think I'm going to do a planner stack, like right at the top or the bottom. I think we'll put one right at the top. Here we go. I like how that looks. Then I was thinking another quote, but one that's taller. Like, I'm kind of leaning towards fall is in the air, but I just sliced it. So we'll save that sticker for my planner since this is going to someone else. I feel like lately I've been having more trouble pulling these clear stickers up. Now, this is definitely going to be big. However, this is a big planner. Whoops. So there is the room for it. You just kind of have to shift things a little bit. Like just by sort of turning that. We have a little bit of overlap right over here, but I don't think it's bad. And then fall is in the air. I feel like that's a cute spot for it. Now, I remember the pumpkins, so I want to grab those because I'd like pumpkins to be on this side of the page too. Oh, these are cute ones. These are a little bit different. Let's use them. And then I wouldn't mind one of these. Oh, it's the wrong way. We can just opposite angle it. So if the angle is going down this way, we're going to turn it to go that way, and then it should hit that hexagon perfectly. Great. It worked. Doesn't always work, but this time it did. Let's do the same thing coming from here. Does this need to be turned? It does. I feel a little out of sorts. I have so many sticker books out in front of me. I don't usually have this many out. Let's move this a little bit more. Even just something little like that, I feel like makes a big impact. Okay, so we have a lot of functionality here as a default because this is the checklist layout. I have to decide what I want to do with the dots because I think that it would make sense to cover them. However, the dots in this sticker book are definitely going to be too big here. Oh, actually, they're not too big, but I don't know that I have enough of them. That's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 4 is 32. So I have enough. I have for 3 days of this color, 3 days of this color. Do we have like a burgundy bullet? We do. Okay, you know what? We can do it. I feel like, oh no, this works because we have the boxes. It's a little bit greener than this blue, but I think that we're going to get tight here with these bullet points. They're feeling very large. I have another idea. Thinking of looking for Pastel and Jewel Tone Check It Off by Mojo Jojo Plans. This isn't quite the right color. This one's a little bit better. We don't really have the blue because to look for something that's going to be the right match here. I don't think we have it. So I have to decide. I wonder how it would look. Let's try something. I think it would be too busy. I was thinking of going like alternating all the different colors I used on the spread. I think that would be too busy, but I think that maybe just doing 2 could work. I don't know. I don't know why I'm having trouble. I mean, these are, if I put this here, these aren't 100% the right fit. And I think that's why it's feeling a little bit tight, like a tight squeeze. Let me continue and just be really mindful about this placement. This is one of those times that it becomes more challenging when it's a spread for someone else, because maybe Bobbie doesn't want these bullets down at all, but I'm not really sure. I remember last year, I think it was like Christmas time, that I had made a spread for her and I didn't put bullets down, and then I ended up messaging her before I mailed it, and she did want the bullets. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards putting them down. Get one more right over here. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. I still have these other two on my fingers that I didn't want to put back in the sticker book. I'm going to put this one because I'd like to put that burgundy color on the left side. So I think we'll probably just do these 3 days, because the time to talk through putting these bullets down, it's quite time consuming. And I know we already did another spread in this video, so it's probably a bit of a longer video, but we'll get these. And I do think that they are fitting well. This is a really good color combination, like a color match. It's not perfect. This is a little bit more orange. So of course, when I say it's really good, that's my opinion, being okay with things not always being the exact same shade of the color. Both of these sticker books from Live Love Posh and the Mojo Jojo Plans Autumn Shapes should be available. I typically look to see availability before I film a video. However, at the time of filming this, Autumn Shapes has not yet released. So I can't guarantee that that's available, but I feel like Mojo Jojo Plans usually orders a decent amount of quantity for these. Let's get this down. This is also like a little bit more purple than this. Again, I'm okay with it. I was even trying to think if I had the dot markers that were going to work here, but I don't know that I really have these colors. Fall is like a very specific color scheme, and it can be hard to match them with things that aren't as seasonal. So as I'm looking at this spread, I think that it's a little jumbled because of the themes, but I also think it's really cool, and I like the way that it came together. I'm proud of myself. Hopefully Bobbie likes it. Something else just popped into my hand. Okay. All right. That's where we're going to leave this, because again, just for time's sake. But you can kind of get a visual if you look at this side of how this looks. And to me, it doesn't look all over the place. I do want to bring one more thing though. I had this candle and I want to bring it right in here. I don't want this box to be completely empty, and I want to make use of that candle. I couldn't find another spot for the candle because it felt like it wasn't going to work anywhere else for scale. The other thing I'm noticing is that this is down very crookedly, and that's not something that I'm gonna be okay with for someone else. So we're just gonna use my Undo adhesive remover. Let that set for a second. I realized that that part ripped. I just fix it a little bit more. I'm gonna lift this up and try to get this down a little bit straighter this time. Okay, it'll dry normally. That's how Undo works. So we have both of the spreads. It's the next day, so I've already put away Anja's spread and prepared it for shipment all the way to New Jersey. But thank you so much for watching. Not New Jersey, Germany. I live in New Jersey. Oh my goodness. What a mess I am today. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll link everything I used in the description, and I'll see you next time.